Introduction. After 15th century, an awakening movement in European nations created curiosity to gain knowledge and to find something new. So, European nations discovered seaways to go to Asian and African continents. Afterwards, European nations colonized Asia and Africa. In this chapter, we will learn about the colonization and decolonization of India and China, the process of European colonialism. The Industrial Revolution began in the 18th century in England and spread throughout Europe. European nations needed raw material as well as their own market. Therefore, they started to establish colonies in Asia. Imperialism was created through aggressive nationalism, national superiority, industrialization, and economic power. Asian imperialism. Asian countries were backward and underdeveloped. They had lack of nationalistic feelings. The kings were indulged in fights and deceit in Asia. European nations benefited from this situation. European imperialism was so dominant and aggressive that only two countries, Japan and Thailand, were only detached from it. England established colonies in two-thirds of the world. France established colonies in Indonesia. The Dutch also established imperialism in Indonesia. Origin of nationalistic feelings. As a result of European imperialism, Asian people became familiar with Western education, culture, nationalism, self-government, democracy, humanism, equality, and social justice. This led to the development of nationalistic feeling among the colonies in Asia, and the process of decolonization started. Favorable conditions for decolonization. 1. Japan, which was a small country, defeated the powerful country Russia in 1905. 2. Nationalist movements were organized in colonies due to the doctrine of self-decision advocated by American President Woodrow Wilson. 3. Asian people started thinking that to free people from the clutches of foreign rule was their prime duty. 4. Asian soldiers helped Allied countries in the First and Second World Wars in the hope that they would get political freedom after the World War. 5. Colonist countries became poor by losing their wealth in the World War. 6. America and Russia became the most powerful nations after the Second World War. They were not in favor of colonization. Decolonization. After the Second World War, the United Nations Organization was established to control warlike situations. In 1955, detached nations organized a conference in Bandung, where 25 African and Asian representatives opposed colonialism. In 1961, the UNO established a special committee for decolonization. Finally, India, Sri Lanka, and Myanmar became free from British imperialism. Vietnamese people fought with France and America under the leadership of Ho Chi Minh for freedom. Indonesian people fought Dutch rule under the leadership of Dr. Sukarno. Colonization of India. In 1453, Constantinople was captured by the Turkish people. So Europeans could not go to the eastern countries by land and had to find another way for trade. In 1498, Portuguese sailor Vasco da Gama came to Calicut of India. Portuguese started trade with India by sea route. In the 17th century, other European countries came to India for business. British rule in India. In 16th century, East India Company established in London. With Queen Elizabeth's permission, it established its colony in Western India. The British took advantage of illiteracy, backwardness, and political instability in India. In 1757, East India Company established their rule in Plassey. Later, the British Governor, General Dalhousie, annexed small Indian kingdoms. To oppose annexation policy, Indians organized the historical revolt of 1857, but British officers oppressed it. The Queen of England declared that Company's rule would end and its power was given to British Parliament. Rise of nationalism. The British started giving Western education. They taught that all are equal before law. They taught that all are equal before law. Railways, roads, and telephone brought fast communication. The printing press was started to discuss various issues. Through newspapers and periodicals, Indians could understand the concept of freedom, humanity, equality, democracy, nationalism, etc. Indian people started revolting against the British people's rise of nationalism. Establishment of National Congress. Retired British officer Alan Hume established the National Congress to represent Indian political organizations. Retired officers Sir William Wedderburn and Sir Henry Cotton helped Alan Hume. The first session of National Congress was held at Gokuldas Tejpal Sanskrit School, Mumbai, on 28 December 1885. The president of the first session was renowned law expert and thinker Vomesh Chandra Banerjee. The Moderate Period, 1885 to 1905. The moderate leaders felt that Indians would get their demands through reasoning without opposing British power. The following were the moderate leaders: Vomesh Chandra Banerjee, Surendranath Banerjee, Firoz Shah Mehta, Barrister Ranade, Namdar Gokhale, Dadabhai Nauroji. An Extremist Period, 1905 to 1920. Extremists put their demands aggressively and opposed the British policy of injustice. Lokmanya Tilak of Maharashtra is called the father of discontent in India. Bipin Chandra Pal of Bengal and Lala Lajpat Roy of Punjab were chief extremists. They were called Lal, Bal and Pal. Extremist leaders proposed four principles: Swaraj, Swadeshi, boycott of foreign goods, and national education. British officers used divide and rule to stop this movement. Lord Curzon divided Bengal in 1905. East Bengal had Muslim majority and West Bengal had Hindu majority. To oppose Bengal's division, the Wang Bhang movement was led by Surendranath Banerjee. Division of Bengal was implemented on 16th October 1905. It was called National Black Day. Rabindranath Tagore organized Raksha Bandhan to show integrity. Indians boycotted foreign goods. Students took admission in Indian schools and colleges. The youth sang Vande Mataram, written by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay. British officers kept chief Indian leaders in prison to curb the strength of the movement. On 12th December 1911, British King George V cancelled the division of Bengal. Home Rule Movement. The Home Rule movement aimed to establish Indian administration. It was started by Annie Besant. Lokmanya Tilak spread it all over India. Revolutionary Movement. The principle of revolutionary leaders was to kill British officers to get freedom. Secret organizations made and imported weapons and trained Indians to use them. Vasudev Balwant Phadke, Chafekar Bandhu, Senapati Bapat, Swatantra Veer V.D. Savarkar, Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev, Rajguru, Chandrasekhar Azad, Khudiram Bose, and Ramprasad Bismil were some male revolutionaries. Kalpana Datta, Preetilata Vadedar, Shanti Ghosh, Sunit Chaudhary, Madam Kama were female revolutionaries. Gandhi Era, 1920 to 1947. Mahatma Gandhi gave new dimensions to the freedom struggle by truth, non-violence, and satyagraha. Indians opposed the British policy through the non-cooperation, civil disobedience, and Quit India movements. The British passed the Indian Security Law to control revolutionaries. The Rowlatt Act Committee was established to stop seditious actions. According to the Rowlatt Act, any doubtful person without inquiry can be imprisoned for long period. Indians called this unfair act the Black Act. Mahatma Gandhi protested and appealed to use satyagraha to oppose the Rowlatt Act in Punjab. The British oppressed Indians by banishing Dr. Satyapal and Dr. Saifuddin Kichlu. Mahatma Gandhi was not allowed into Punjab. On 13th April 1919, British officer General Dyer killed hundreds of Indians at a meeting in Jallianwala Bagh at Amritsar. To oppose this massacre, Rabindranath Tagore returned the honour Sir, which was given to him by the British. Mahatma Gandhi told that one should not cooperate with such a government. During this period, the Khilafat movement was started by Muslims. Mahatma Gandhi supported it and got the support of Muslims for the non-cooperation movement. Non-cooperation movement. The non-cooperation movement started at a National Congress session in Calcutta in 1920. It was decided to boycott British material, schools and colleges, awards and honours, elections, etc. In return, the British police fired a peaceful procession at Gorakhpur district in Uttar Pradesh. The angry people set the police station ablaze, killing 1 officer and 22 police. After this incident, M.K. Gandhi stopped the movement in 1922. He was arrested by the police thereafter. Civil disobedience. Civil disobedience means to violate unjust and oppressive law politely formed by British government. M.K. Gandhi accelerated civil disobedience movement to decrease salt tax. He and his followers started a journey from Sabarmati to Dandi on March 12, 1930 and walked 385 kilometers in 25 days. He violated the law by picking up salt from the seashore of Dandi. The Dharasana passive political resistance led by Sarojini Naidu was an important part of the civil disobedience movement. Quit India movement. The Working Committee of the National Congress sanctioned the Quit India movement at Wardha in July 14, 1942 under the chairmanship of Maulana Azad. M.K. Gandhi started this movement against Britishers by asking Indians to do or die. The main leaders of National Congress such as Maulana Azad, Pandit Nehru, Sardar Patel and Gandhi were arrested to suppress the movement on August 9, 1942. Indians were charged due to this incident and meetings were arranged in Mumbai, Pune, Banaras, Delhi, Meerut, Mathura and Allahabad to protest against British rule. Parallel governments was established under the leadership of Nana Patil at Satara district in Maharashtra. Parallel governments were also established at Purnia in Bihar, Balia in Uttar Pradesh, Midnapur in Bengal. The Quit India movement spread to Southeast Asia, China and Japan. Rash Bihari Bose established Azad Hind Army. Later, this army was led by Subhash Chandra Bose. He gave the slogan, Chalo Dilli, through the Azad Hind Army. After the Second World War, England realized that it was very difficult for them to continue to rule India. While giving up imperialism, they divided India into 2 nations, India and Pakistan. India got independence on 15th August 1947. Pandit Nehru became the first Prime Minister of Free India. Dr. Rajendra Prasad became the President of India. The drafting committee was established under the chairmanship of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. The Indian Constitution came into existence on 26 January 1950. Thus, India originated as a democratic republic nation in the world history. China. In the end of 19th century, China's Manchu dynasty became weak. Taking this opportunity, England, France, Russia, America and Japan entered China. Reformation in China took place due to influence of Western culture. The Taiping Revolt and rise of Boxers were unsuccessful. Sun Yat-sen. Sun Yat-sen was the national leader of China. He established an association called Tung Men Gui. On 10th November 1911, the Hamako bomb blast started the revolution in China, and the Kuomintang Party established their power in many parts of China. Dr. Sun Yat-sen, who proposed a democratic government, became the president. This revolt in China dissolved the Manchu dynasty. Dr. Sun Yat-sen resigned and Yuan Shikai became president. The Kuomintang Party strengthened their power and captured Canton City. China started to rebuild the nation with the help of Russia. Sun Yat-sen propagated democratic policy, and his contribution to free China was a remarkable one, so that he is called the father of China. Mao Zedong. During his higher education, Mao Zedong was influenced by communist thinkers like Kang Yu-vi, Liang Qichao Yang-chang, and Chi Tu-tus. He founded the Communist Party. He started unification of peasants and stopped their exploitation. With Soviet and American help, Mao Zedong led the Red Revolution to oppose Japanese rule. On 1st October 1949, Chinese rule was declared. Mao accelerated China's development, and today China is regarded as the world's third largest power.